In this video, I discuss the intriguing possibility of using a gift to secure an E-2 visa, and I illustrate this concept with a recent real-world case. I'm Ben Freer, a U.S. immigration lawyer with a strong focus on assisting entrepreneurs in obtaining the E-2 visa. This particular visa offers foreign national entrepreneurs the opportunity to establish and manage a business in the United States, provided that they have made a qualifying investment. One frequently asked question in my practice is whether one can use gifted funds for the E-2 visa. In other words, can someone gift you money that you in turn invest in a business to qualify for the E-2 visa? Fortunately, the answer is a resounding yes. Your investment can come from a gift. We know this because it says so in the U.S. Foreign Affairs Manual. Here is the relevant section of that manual that discusses E-2 investments. It says, the source of the investment may include capital assets or funds from savings, gifts, and then it goes on to list other legitimate sources. So you can use a gift for the E-2 visa, and that is great. However, there are some things to keep in mind if you're thinking about using gifted funds for an E-2 visa application. The first thing to keep in mind is that a gift doesn't absolve you from having to prove the source of the funds. You must demonstrate the origin of the gifted money. A simple claim of receiving funds from a friend or relative simply won't suffice. You must trace the source of their funds, which they subsequently gifted to you. The second thing to keep in mind is that documentation is crucial. At a bare minimum, my clients present a formal gift letter. But ideally, if the gifter is obligated to report the gift on their tax return, I have my clients present the tax return as proof of a legitimate gift. Now, let's explore how this works in practice. Most frequently, I use gift letters when one spouse contributed most of the funds used by the other spouse who was applying as the primary E-2 investor. Or in some cases, different family members may provide gift funds for the investor's use, as demonstrated in this following case. Recently, I had the opportunity to handle the E-2 visa application for a delightful family from Australia. The wife, who is the intended investor, had a mother in the United States who wished to retire from her small daycare business. The mother wanted to gift her daughter $60,000 for the purpose of investing in the business. Now, I must admit, initially, I had some concerns. One concern revolved around the mother's U.S. citizenship. You see, the E-2 visa application process requires the applicant to show the intent to depart the U.S. at the end of their E-2 status. I was concerned that the mother's U.S. citizenship would complicate matters and make it difficult to prove my client's intent to return to Australia. My second concern centered on how the consular post would perceive this situation. Would they view it as a legitimate gift since the money was going to be used to buy the gifter's business? Quite frankly, I wasn't sure. So I had my concerns, but here's how we demonstrated the legitimacy of this scenario. Number one, we provided a lot of documentation. We meticulously documented the gift with a formal gift letter and a letter from a certified public accountant explaining that he went over the reporting obligations to the mother who fully intended to declare the gift on her next tax return. Number two, the investment was placed at risk. To reinforce the legitimacy, the majority of the gifted funds were immediately invested in the business, specifically in much needed improvements. And number three, and probably the most important thing that we did overall, was we emphasized the investor's 10 plus years of experience in childhood education in Australia, which we contended made her ideally suited to run the daycare business. Okay, so what was the outcome? In the end, the investor and her family members all received E-2 visas. Now, the US citizen mother can retire and my clients can embark on an exciting new chapter in the United States. So I was so happy for this family. And while I'm thrilled with this success story, it's essential to note that this example isn't intended as advice on replicating this scenario. Each case is unique and influenced by a lot of variables that can tip the scale toward approval or denial. Thus, I strongly recommend consulting with an experienced E-2 visa lawyer who can tailor advice to your particular situation. I hope you found this video to be useful. If you did, please consider liking and sharing it with someone who may benefit from it. Thank you for your time.